Once a pillar of AEW's women's section, Britt Baker now appears to have been marginalized. This lack of guidance is perplexing and disheartening for a woman who is one of the faces of the advertising. I want to explore in detail why Britt Baker may need to leave AEW for her own future, what has to change, and how Tony Khan and AEW have mistreated her potential in this video. We should go back to November 2024. After a protracted absence, Britt Baker vanished from AEW television at that point. She was absent for two reasons. First, AEW was not making good use of her, and second, she had a medical problem that needed to be addressed. The absence of Baker, a wrestler who had been AEW's top star, had fans wondering what had happened to the lady who led the promotion's women's division during the pandemic. Hope was rekindled, nevertheless, by a brief comeback. Britt Baker returned to her battle with Mercedes Moné in the summer of 2024. The fans were thrilled. AEW handled the conflict nicely, and we saw the potential for a fantastic rivalry. It was a well-known program with real fire, and both women seemed to be waiting for this to be their big break. Then the unimaginable occurred. The feud abruptly ended when Mercedes Moné defeated Britt Baker at AEW's All In event. Following then, Baker's appearances on AEW television diminished. She did a couple gigs with Dynamite and Collision, but nothing much came of it. Britt Baker abruptly disappeared once more, as though AEW had no clear plan for her. What is the current status of Britt Baker's AEW career? Well, if we're being honest, we have to think about the wider picture. Britt Baker is a perfect illustration of how AEW, under Tony Khan's leadership, has a history of underutilizing some of its best talent. Despite repeatedly demonstrating that she possesses the skills necessary to be a significant participant in the profession, she has been marginalized. So, in this video, I'm making a bold suggestion that I think should be investigated. Britt Baker should quit AEW when her contract is up. Now, listen to me before you begin to reject the notion. Britt Baker's contract with AEW is still in effect, and it probably has some time left on it. However, AEW might attempt to re-sign her after the contract expires. Even if she doesn't consistently get screen time, I wouldn't rule out Tony Khan offering her another contract. However, I would give the free agent market considerable thought and look into alternative options if I were Britt Baker. In particular, I would speak with the WWE. At first sight, Britt Baker might seem like a strange fit for WWE, but upon closer inspection, the company might make much better use of her than AEW has. AEW frequently emphasizes in-ring action, which is fantastic for the product but may not benefit all of the talent equally. Beyond wrestling, Britt Baker has a lot to give. She has a lot of charisma, is a fantastic character, and makes a fantastic promo. Her ability to engage the audience with her character and storytelling is what really makes her a strong in-ring performance. WWE is based on these characteristics. Let's take a moment to contrast AEW versus WWE. At AEW, in-ring work is highly valued. It's about providing fans five-star fights, conveying tales via the action, and putting on the finest match possible. All of this is nice and good, but not every wrestler will benefit from this strategy. Conversely, WWE places greater emphasis on character development, advertising, and narrative. Britt Baker would fare much better with this strategy. Britt Baker has the potential to be one of the most captivating acts in wrestling today if AEW uses her the way WWE uses its stars, creating a character that fans can identify with. However, in AEW, that hasn't happened. When Britt Baker is given the chance to demonstrate her abilities, she excels. Consider her period during the epidemic, when she was the face of AEW's women's section. No one can take away from her the fact that she helped bring AEW's women's division to a point where it was finally given serious consideration. However, it appears that AEW has forgotten what she contributed. There is so much more that Britt Baker can accomplish. She can have a significant effect wherever she travels because of her personality, in-ring skills, and star power. However, she will simply continue to be lost in the shuffle if she remains with AEW. She isn't being used efficiently, and the longer this continues, the more she runs the risk of losing her significance. It's unfortunate because we've seen what she's capable of when given the chance. However, WWE provides her with a new beginning and an opportunity to reinvent herself. Many wrestlers have left AEW for WWE and gone on to achieve success. Consider the number of celebrities who joined WWE from other promotions and went on to become household names. Britt Baker would have the opportunity to interact with some of the most well-known figures in wrestling history if she were to join the WWE. She might rise to prominence in the women's division and land a position at the organization that appreciates her for more than just her work in the ring. And here's the thing, Britt Baker can be a huge star without being the best in the ring. Her whole package is what makes her unique. People care when she's on TV. She has a distinct personality, and she makes a fantastic commercial. It is not something that everyone possesses. Not all wrestlers are able to elicit the same response from the audience as Britt Baker. People care about what she's doing, whether they're applauding her as a babyface or jeering her as a heel. And WWE thrives on precisely that. The company's primary goal is to produce celebrities that can captivate an audience and compel them to watch. Britt Baker has repeatedly shown that she is capable of doing it. Now, I am aware that some individuals could believe Britt Baker is overhyped or unworthy of the attention. I don't agree. I think she possesses a unique quality that is difficult to describe but evident once you see it. She is capable of leading a business, captivating an audience, and serving as the face of a division. That is a unique attribute that AEW has not been able to leverage. Professional wrestling is ultimately a business. It's about placing butts in chairs and taking money. A wrestler will not be given the opportunities they are entitled to if they are unable to demonstrate their value to the organization. Britt Baker, however, has already shown her worth. She demonstrated her ability to be a top performer both on the mic and in the ring while carrying AEW during the pandemic. She needs to go somewhere that will provide her with the opportunity she deserves if AEW isn't going to do so. I would definitely think about speaking with WWE if I were Britt Baker. One should not pass up the chance to compete against some of the biggest names in wrestling on the largest stage of all. WWE has the means, the platform, and the capacity to make her a world-renowned figure. Britt Baker has every opportunity to be successful in the WWE. She has repeatedly shown that she possesses the skills necessary to be a significant participant in the industry, and now is the time for her to advance. In the end, everything boils down to Britt Baker's best interests. It is time for her to leave AEW if they will not utilize her effectively and will not see her worth. She should be at a company that will allow her to blossom because she deserves better. Britt Baker needs to take charge of her career and make the decision that will position her for long-term success, whether it be with the WWE or another brand. The time is running out, and Britt Baker has proven that she is capable of becoming a big celebrity if given the chance. It is now time for her to move forward. Britt Baker needs to leave AEW and join a company that will genuinely see her potential and help her achieve the success she deserves. What are your thoughts? Do you think Britt Baker should be in the WWE? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. Not too long ago, Chelsea Green was battling her way to the top of the WWE rankings, but now she is enjoying her first ever championship run as the first Women's United States Champion. She attempted to gain entry even prior to her initial attempt at the promotion with Tough Enough. Speaking to the Wrestling Classic, Green reflected on her days on the game show. "I did terribly," said Green. "It only took me 10 years to actually, get retribution, but we're fine." The champion talked about her experience competing in Tough Enough, and she praised her fellow contestants' amazing appearance and performance in the ring. Green said she learned a lot while working on Tough Enough and joked that the women taught her about things that Canadian women didn't know, like Botox and lip filler. They had this je-ne-sais quoi about them. They were just so much more grown up in America. Green stated, "So, even though I gained a lot of knowledge from that experience, I already knew that these girls were destined to be famous, so when I left and several of them were summoned back, I wasn't shocked." The WWE star went on to say that the experience made her realize what it was like to be an adult. After her Tough Enough performance, Green fought for Ring of Honor, TNA, and Lucha Underground before signing with WWE, where she has since established herself.